Hi Capricorn, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Capricorn, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. With that said, if you are a continued subbie, you know I love you for it. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your key to the week this week is the Fool card. New things, places, people and energy. But it also feels like this is going to be a big reveal in some way, shape or form this week. Sorry, that's my water bottle. I was like, what's that behind me? So yeah, this week it kind of feels to me like it's going to be some sort of a big reveal. And I kind of feel like this is going to be a realization of some sort. So rather than this being sort of like a random moment where something, you know, changes or shows up or something, which it could possibly be, it is the Fool card after all. I actually feel like this is going to be about a realization. It will be something that comes to mind that you think, okay, now I start to understand this a bit better. So maybe this is the piece of information that you've been missing, or the piece of the puzzle that maybe makes everything make sense. So your foundation card is the 10 of Swords. So this is a spontaneous ending of some sort that might be coming up for you. So this could be you choosing to end something. Remember, the Fool card is it tends to be something that comes out of the blue. The 10 of Swords is a culmination, completion and ending point. So this could be you choosing to end something, or maybe something comes to an end just because it comes to an end. Either which way, I actually think this is a good thing for you. For your actions and options, you have the 2 of Cups. This is lovely. So for those of you that are in partnerships, marriages and relationships, this suggests that that's where the biggest focus is. For a lot of you, I kind of hear you saying, actually, you know what, I want to focus on my family. I want to focus on the things that I feel matter the most. This also suggests as well, you're very likely to be focused on your oh, come on brain. You're very likely to be focused on not only your partnerships and your relationships, but also a collaboration of some sort, or a collaborative effort. It suggests to me that in a lot of ways you might be very focused on that, like who can help me get ahead here, or who can help me open up the new direction that I'm trying to go in. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Queen of Swords. This is interesting because it's underneath the Fool card. So this week you could have some interesting conversation. Maybe you have words with somebody at work. Maybe you have to pull rank in some regard, or maybe you have to set the record straight on something. One of the things that I will say to you as well, it looks like whatever you're planning to say, it needs to be said. And if you're saying this, then it means that everybody's going to pay attention. The reason I say that is Capricorns in the workplace tend to command respect anyway, just by being themselves. It is the Queen of Swords, which suggests that you have a gripe or you have an observation that is going to be either unpopular, but it's unpopular because everybody knows it's true. It's one of those things, like, you know, where somebody says something and you're like, okay, that's really pissed me off. And when you search your feelings, you're like, okay, it's pissed me off because I know it's kind of true. This could be that week, right? And because it's the Fool card, you might be put on the spot. Maybe a boss or a colleague or an employee, you know, depending on which part of the work spectrum you're in, says something to you, they ask you a question and it completely puts you on the spot, and your answer kind of has everybody like flabbergasted, like, I'm sorry, wait, what did they say? Hey, listen, if you want answers and you're not prepared to hear the truth, don't ask a Capricorn or an Aquarius or a Scorpio, because you're gonna get brutal honesty. For those of you that work for somebody else, this could literally be that, but it could just as easily be where you are put on the spot to demonstrate what it is that you know, or what it is that you've learned up until this point. It just feels like the observations that you make are glaringly obvious, but it's like nobody's wanted to say it. And you being a Capricorn are just going to call it as you see it. And when you do, I think everybody's going to be like, oh, okay, wow. You know, the gloves are off. And it's not that the gloves are off. This is just you being your authentic, honest self. Do expect that whatever you say might put a bit of a cat amongst the pigeons, though. For those of you that work for yourselves, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this could be the same kind of energy, only it could be amongst your employees. Maybe an employee asks you something, or maybe an employee or somebody that you work with or alongside oversteps the mark, and you say to them, no, hang on a sec, I'm having to pull rank here because I asked you not to do that. If you can't follow the procedures or things that are set out for you and not by you, then maybe we're going to have a bit more of a serious discussion. When it comes to those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, your Queen of Swords is really asking you to get very clear on what you are passionate enough about to say something for. You might be called upon to speak on something this week that is possibly really uncomfortable, so just something to be aware of. For your money and materials, you have the Ace of Pentacles. So it looks like a lot of you are still looking into new work, new jobs. For some of you this week, you could be hearing back from something that you've applied for. This could see you having a job interview. This could see you, your earning potential this week looks like it's going up in some way, shape or form. Whether this is that you get a pay rise, whether it's that you get offered some sort of fast track to the next level, to the next pay bracket, that could be really good as well, which is exciting. The other thing is as well, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Ace of Pentacles usually represents good health in the overall body. Because it's coupled with that Two of Cups, you might be focused, if you're in a family this week, you might be saying, you know what, we're having a whole family health overview, which I actually think is kind of cool. But it certainly sees you focused on your own health and vitality and doing what you have to do to make sure that it's tip top. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, for a select few, this could literally be where you are having a new addition come to the home. It could be a pet. It could be that some of you find out that you're pregnant. It could be that you are there's a few ways that this could play out. For some of you as well, though, it does look like you might be deciding that you want to move, or this week you could be deciding that you actually want to purchase your first home or a new home. For your love and relations, you have the Four of Cups. So this right underneath the Queen of Swords, for those of you that are partnered, married or in relationships, some of the changes that you appear to want to make on the physical level when this comes to health, vitality, diet, alcohol consumption, whatever, it might be an unpopular choice. You might get a little bit of a pushback for it, but I think in the long run, when it comes to the health, when it comes to the vitality, it's absolutely the right decision to make. Another way that this could show up for you, because it is the Four of Cups, this may be that your partner surprises you with something and it goes horribly wrong, especially because it's with the Queen of Swords. This is maybe the partner brings home a puppy and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? No, take it back. This could be a week where you're for those of you that are in relationships, your partner could bring something home this week that they think is a wonderful new addition to the home, and you're like, this is not happening. It's a no. For those of you that are single, you could meet someone this week that really rubs you the wrong way, especially because you've got the Queen of Swords there and then you've got the Fool card, which suggests that you are meeting someone this week, likely through the work or through the profession. But it's almost like this person instantly gets right under your skin and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't stand this person. Who the fuck do they think they are? All of that. And there's a lot to be said for when the reaction is so visceral and so violent like that. Methinks the lady doth protest too much, as Shakespeare would say. So you could be like, no, I don't like them, or you as a guy could be like, no, I don't like them, da, 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 da. And actually underneath all of that sort of animosity is a lot of sexual tension. So just something to be aware of this week, because I think it's going to be quite interesting. But yeah, for those of you that have Capricorn partners or are a Capricorn, and you're in a relationship, your partner's going to try to surprise you with something this week, and it might not be the thought is there and the heart is in it. Do you know what I mean? So try to, even if it is oh my gosh, you've literally just gone out and bought us like a puppy and a kitten. No, this is not happening. Like, they mean well, and it's coming from a place of true love. I just don't think you're here for whatever the surprise is, or, oh, yay, I invited your sister and her husband over for the whole week. What? No. Do you know what I mean? Like, it could just be something that, like, they're like, yay, and you're like, kitchen 5. It's going to be an interesting week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.